Making tax digital. We've got a delay, but what does that mean? Hi, I'm Kimberly Shapcroft, qualified chartered accountant, property investor and entrepreneur. Let's sit down and have a chat. Making tax digital is coming. We know that, and it's pretty certain that it is going to arrive eventually, to say the least. But what has changed in recent months, at the end of 2022, early 2023, is that they have decided to delay things a little bit further. Now, why have they delayed things? Well, the main reason is probably because they're not quite ready for it just yet. So this gives them a little more time to get everything set up on their systems. One of the key things, especially for landlords and property owners, is the fact that we own things jointly, and their system did not really allow for such transactions, which seems a bit strange since it's been the case for as long as probably many of us can remember that you would own a property in joint names and get joint income. Now, the rules that they were going to be applying is that you both individually have to record your separate element of that property income, which seemed a bit crazy, saying you were probably already recording it once and then splitting it to put on your tax returns. So this was one of the key areas, especially for us property owners, that it may not have been quite as straightforward. So we'll see what they come up with that side of things. But let's just cover off what has changed and what you need to be doing. I would still suggest that you get your business in a state to be able to comply with Making Tax Digital whenever it is going to kick in for you. Don't leave it too long, because you just want to make sure that you are going to be compliant with the future regulations. Now, the future regulations being that you have to keep things digitally and you'll have to do quarterly submissions. Now, this is what arguably has been delayed. And the bit that's been delayed is that we're now not going to be having to do things by 2024, but we're going to be doing it in a staggered way, depending on your gross income. Now, I will repeat that again and say gross income, because this is not what your cash flow is, this is not what your profits are, this is the total income that you receive. So for us as landlords, as property owners, that means it's going to be our gross rent. So if you're receiving $1,000 a month, it is going to be $1,000 per month times the number of months you have received it in that tax year. It is not going to be the net figure after you've taken away all your expenses. Now, for those who are also self-employed, you'll need to include that total income as well. So you'll need your gross property income and your gross self-employed income to get to the total. If you only have properties, not a problem, it's just going to be your gross rental income. Now, the key figures that we are going to be working with moving forward at this point in time is that from the 6th of April 2026, we are going to be seeing any business with gross income of $50,000 or more be taken into the Making Tax Digital regime. So as of the 6th of April 2026, you are on the start of your first quarter. And then we're going for April to May, to June, to July. So by the 5th of August 2026, you are going to be making your first quarterly submission to HM Revenue and Customs, and quarterly thereafter. You will then do your end of period submission and then submit your tax return as well by the normal date of the, say, 26 to 27. So that means by the 31st of January 2028. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of time before this kicks in, but it will be here in no time, worryingly. Now, the next group of people that are going to be fitting into the Making Tax Digital regime are following a year later on the 6th of April 2027. And this is for anyone with gross rental income of $30,000 or more. So that's 30,000 gross income. And again, they will start having to do their quarterly returns. So by the 5th of August 2027, you will have submitted your first quarterly Making Tax Digital report to them. And as we've just said, that means you'll be doing your quarterly one. So you'll do your 4 during the year, you'll do your end of period submission, and you'll do your tax return. To find out more details on exactly what is coming, then do check out the Making Tax Digital videos on the channel, which go into a bit more detail about what the actual requirements are going to be. For anyone under these income thresholds, we don't know what is happening yet, and this is something that they're looking into. The one thing we do know is that anyone who's got income over 10,000 will probably need to do something, but we haven't got any timetable for these dates at the moment, and we don't know quite what is happening. As soon as we do, I'll update you with a video on the channel. So what do you need to do now? Well, what you need to do now is see whether you're going to be in those thresholds either now or in the future, because obviously if you are investing in property today, you might say, oh, that doesn't apply to me today, but actually in 2 years' time, if you bought some more properties, your rental income has increased to over those thresholds, then you will be within the regime. This means that what I would recommend for anyone is, if you are planning on expanding your portfolio, if your income is going to be over that 10,000 amount, then do consider getting some software, something that you can use digitally. So this may be something like Excel or Numbers or some spreadsheet document, or whether you go onto some sort of software like Hammock or QuickBooks or some of these other ones that are available to you. Check out some of the videos on the software on the channel, and I will be doing more as Making Tax Digital is coming to fruition, so that you've got information about some of the great softwares that are available for you to be using. Hopefully today you found out what is happening with Making Tax Digital, what is going to apply to you and when. If you have any questions, then please do leave a comment. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel. And let's make tax less taxing.